We're in Paulding County. We are in Dallas, and I'm joined right now by Paulding County Sheriff Ashley Henson, and it has been a busy couple of hours for you guys. Tell me when you started getting the calls in and what kind of damage you're seeing out here.
Yeah, so it's probably been about an hour or so now, maybe a little bit more. I was actually at home and watching y'all's broadcast, as a matter of fact, and then the satellite went out. But we heard, obviously, it got really loud, and when I went outside at my own home, which is about a mile and a half south of here, just probably dozens and dozens of trees down. Don't know how our house is, but behind me you can see there's a lot of damage. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'd say probably a tornado or something pretty doggone strong.
And we had the tornado warning issued right as the cell was coming right over Dallas, and back by Paulding High School.
Right.
Villa Rica Highway is shut down. Can you tell me more about some of these cross streets that are shut down?
Yeah, so we're on Wendell Road right now, so everything south of here, there's about 7 to 8 trees just south of here that's making the road impassable, multiple power lines down, a couple other side streets that are not passable, Old Villa Rica Road, and then Aiken Drive has got a lot of trees down as well.
What about trees on actual houses? I was hearing from someone from the fire department that there was a tree on a house. Can you tell me any more about any injuries tonight?
Thus far, I haven't heard of anybody. We checked between fire and the sheriff's office. We checked the residences just south of Wendell Road on either side of Georgia 61 and have not found anybody that is injured. Just behind us on Wendell, there's a tree that came down just right beside a house, a massive tree. But I have not heard of any trees on houses, but we do have a lot of trees down and a lot of just power line damage for sure right now.
What about the big shopping center up here where the Kroger is? I was hearing there was damage there. Have you put your eyes on that?
I have not made it over there yet. It's tricky trying to get over there right now because there's so many trees down.
So what do you recommend people who are here either in Paulding County or surrounding county, if they don't have damage at their house, what do they need to know about staying away from here?
Well, first and foremost, we don't need sightseers. We need people to stay out of the area. We've already had several that are just riding around because I guess they have nothing better to do at 1:30 in the morning. But they need to stay home, stay out of the ways, let first responders do their job. And if you come to any down power lines, please don't touch them. We don't know if they're electrified or not, so please don't touch them. We don't need another emergency to have to deal with. But we're just asking folks to please stay home. And if you don't have any damages or anything, just stay out of the area.
And behind us, we hear the sound of chainsaws. So can you tell me what's going on behind us? How it looks like a huge tree.
Yeah.
Is it just bringing down wires?
Yeah, there's actually multiple trees, really large trees that are down just behind us. We've got 7 or 8 of our inmates out cutting trees down or trying to clear the roadway, and we're pulling the logs out of the road with our winches, waiting on DOT to get here with some heavier equipment. The trees that are just south of us, they're too big to manipulate with just manpower.
So you think that stays closed until tomorrow morning at least?
Yeah, it's gonna have to, I would think, because there's so many power lines that are intermingled with the trees. We don't want to get in there and risk somebody getting hurt.
Were a lot of those trees brought down by the root or snapped in half?
Both. We saw both. Root balls that were brought up and then just sheared in half, about halfway up. I had one at my house. It was probably 3 or 4 foot in diameter, and it broke it off just in mid-tree, like the strongest part of the trunk. So it was pretty bad.
So there's damage south of here on Villa Rica Highway,
right,
and then damage to the north up by the Kroger. Have you heard of other spots that are hot spots of where there's damage?
Yeah, so look, obviously it's hard to see right now, but if you were to go kind of southeast or southwest rather, it looks like it came straight through Aiken Drive down to Scoggins Road area, so that's where we're here, and there's a lot of damage up through that way, and then kind of north of 278 over towards the Kroger Shopping Center.
Okay. I really appreciate your time. Any last advice for people out here and hunkering down?
Yeah, just, tomorrow when the light comes, we're going to have to watch out for people that are, going to be out here trying to scam folks. So don't just give somebody money to come cut trees down. Make sure they're a reputable company. Make sure they're licensed and insured. Don't give them money before they do the job because we don't want folks getting scammed, and that's what's going to start happening tomorrow. All the tree cutters are going to come out of the woodwork, no pun intended.
What about somebody who might have storm damage near their house, but it's not on their house or an emergency? Is there a number they should call for that, or just wait until morning?
Yeah, I would just wait until morning. That way, obviously they'll have to call their insurance company to rectify that with them. But the best thing to do, I think, is stay inside. I don't know what's coming next. If we've got another band coming through, it's kind of blowing pretty hard here.
Picking up, yeah.
So we just want to make sure they stay in the house. Don't get curious tonight. Let the light of day shine and before they go out.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Paulding County Sheriff Ashley Henson, and you can see behind me we're on Windale, right?
Windale Road.
One of the things I wanted to point out, so there was I don't know, Jojo, if you can see it, there's a mobile home right over there. It had some kind of sheet metal torn around it. Yeah. Do you know if anybody was in there when the storm came in?
I see a flashlight in there right now, but I would assume so. I don't know. But I just saw a flashlight, so somebody's inside there.
Okay. So I bet there's a lot of people who are still scared of the storms coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And some of that sheet metal, I think, ended up over here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a trash can probably.
Yeah.
As well.
And that's one of the interesting things with tornadoes is they loft debris in the air and they can toss them around. And that's why we always say, lowest level of your house away from the windows, because you don't want to be, if there's flying debris, in the path of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
I'll let you get back to it. Thank you for talking to us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. You guys be safe tonight as all the storms are coming in. Thank you.
Sorry about your light.
Oh, that's okay. So, Chris, we're out here. If you guys can still hear me, I'm not sure if I'm still on IFB or not. Hopefully I am. But we were trying to get our way over to the Kroger shopping center, and there were just so many roads closed that we couldn't make it there. And then we found this road where they were chopping. I don't know, Jojo, if you can zoom into that tree behind us. Have we seen that yet? It is a massive tree back there, and he was saying they've actually got some of the inmates from the jail helping to cut some of these trees down to try to clear some of the smaller roadways. But Villa Rica Highway was just in such bad shape that the road's going to stay closed for the whole night. I'm trying to look off in the distance to see if I see other damage. I see trash cans blowed over. This little piece of siding, I can't reach it with how far my microphone's going to go, but we're going to try to navigate our way around to that shopping center and then see if we can get our eyes on more of the damage. But as Sheriff Henson was saying, no reports of injuries. That's always really good. You never know the final strength of a tornado until when you're actually on radar, tracking the couplet, you don't know how strong it's going to actually end up being. And you just hope that everybody made it to their safe place. And luckily, he was saying he hasn't heard of any injuries yet. So we'll hope it stays that way. But again, this is in Dallas, damage. It's not a confirmed tornado, but I will tell you, if there's trees snapped in half and trees, blown over, and it's in a small little discreet path, probably was from that couplet that you all were tracking earlier on air.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Great, thorough report there. Get back, you and JoJo, get back in the truck. You're about to get hit by another wave. I know you're feeling that rain that's coming down right now.